What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 28th day of August, and here we are sitting at about 1 point. We're going to get to 11 cents soon. Yes, I still believe in OnyxCoin. Yes, I believe it's going to grow. A lot of you keep asking me the same question lately. Do you still have faith in OnyxCoin? It's my biggest bag. I want you guys to understand, right? I might not fill you in on all the little moves I do, right? If I'm like holding a little bit of a coin here, a little bit of a coin there, and I'm messing around with, I might not tell you about all the plays that I'm making with that. But whenever it's my biggest bag, especially, I'm gonna tell you if I lose faith. You guys are gonna be the first to know. I'll know first, and then I'll tell you immediately. I'll start telling you. I'll be very transparent. I have the utmost faith in OnyxCoin, right? One of the things that I love the most about OnyxCoin is actually how much hate there is around it. For whatever reason, that seems to be something that drives the price higher no matter what. If there's a coin that has disbelief or hate geared toward it, it does good. It does really well. Dogecoin, for example, last cycle, Elon Musk was talking about it. That was enough for me. Enough said. It's good enough for Elon. I'm going to buy it. And everybody hated it because already it was a meme coin that shouldn't exist, that shouldn't have a purpose. Why is it pumping? But now because Elon's promoting it, people got jealous because he's not promoting their coin, and it pumped, right? XRP, everybody hates on XRP, it pumps, right? XLM, it's a dead coin. It didn't see new all-time highs in its second cycle, and then it pumped. Coins that get hated on actually have a better chance of pumping than the coins that are loved, right? Like pay attention, because the coins that are loved right now are Hyperliquid, SWI, Pudgy Penguins, though I think Pudgy Penguins will do well, to be fair. There's always exceptions. And it didn't do well at first in all that, in all seriousness. Maybe it's not as loved as it once was. Bitcoin here is moving up, you guys. It's looking like we really did find that low, 113K right now. That's nice to see. We just got to persist, and we are persisting. That's good. It's a good look. But what I love most about OnyxCoin, it's kind of a two-part thing, right? I was saying it's because people hate on OnyxCoin, but whenever people hate on it, what I love the most is they come at me, or you, or whoever it is, they're leaving comments on YouTube that don't make sense, right? Like they say there's no real world utility. There's more real world utility for OnyxCoin than there probably is for 90% of cryptos out there, right? DeFi, borrowing, lending, that is a very huge part of the economy, of the financial system. And this thing's going to decentralize it. You know what I mean? Like, and if it's not OnyxCoin specifically, I'm not saying that in 20 years everybody's going to be using OnyxCoin instead of using a bank. I'm just saying this kind of protocol, stuff like this, is what's going to compete with the banks. This kind of stuff is what's going to drive the banks to one day. In order to be able to compete, they're going to have to offer negative interest rates where they pay you to take a loan, right? That's going to have to happen. I'm sure we'll get there with cryptos too, right? There'll be cryptos that maybe they have a surplus in supply, and they inflate so much that they lose value year to year, whatever. But the negative interest rates for their loans make it worth it to use it, as long as you're doing like short-term loans or long-term or like mid-term loans, something like that. I don't know. I'm not saying it can't happen in crypto. I'm just saying the only way that the banks are going to be able to compete is by offering negative interest rates, right? Right now, banks have a very competitive advantage because there's nobody else competing with them. But this kind of stuff, whenever you don't have to get approved, whenever a credit score doesn't matter, whenever you don't have to put on a suit and tie and go to the bank and ask for a loan and beg them to get a loan at whatever amount they'll give you, at whatever rate they'll give you, whatever they deem appropriate. No, you don't got any of that. Maybe maybe there's and it's illegal to discriminate, but maybe they discriminate against you, right? Maybe they discriminate against you for whatever reason. OnyxCoin and DeFi projects won't discriminate. The most applicable use case for crypto, in my opinion, there's two. At least the most immediately applicable, integratable, maybe not integratable, but stuff that I'm excited for would be decentralized finance. Makes the most sense. It's a new technology based currency, right? It's a new form of currency. Makes the most sense that it would be decentralized finance. And then number two, gaming, which in itself will create its own economy too, like video games gaming, right? Maybe even gaming like gambling. In all fairness, gambling also is a very practical use for crypto. Gambling is probably one of the first major uses that crypto had. All major gambling platforms, they accept crypto. They all do. They all do. And you can basically deposit any crypto you want on some. There's a gambling site I use called betonline.ag. Not a paid affiliate. Man, maybe I should be. Maybe I should ask them if they want me to be. And you can literally deposit any crypto that you want on there. You know, like quite literally. Betonline.ag, by the way, guys, it's great. It's actually really great. I get paid. They pay me like, because I've gambled so much with them. I haven't deposited in like a year, and they pay me like $12 a week to gamble. It's it's great. It's pretty great, which isn't a lot of money, but it's enough to feed the habit. You know what I mean? Anyways, whole different topic there. But that's just one thing. That's just the decentralized finance aspect. OnyxCoin has the AI agent. We've got the XCN ledger, which probably goes hand in hand with that as well. Goliath network, all kinds of other stuff. You've got Zealy points with the social building and networking and all that stuff. This thing has so many more things going for it than the average crypto does. This thing, in independent little segments of what it does, what it's developed, is like a whole crypto project in itself. The AI agent thing. There's cryptos that are dedicated to just being AI agents. Like there's There's cryptos that are dedicated to just being DeFi projects. There's cryptos that have no purpose at all, but their whole thing is staking rewards, and they give you good staking rewards. Where this thing gives you some of the most staking rewards in the space. Literally, you know what I mean? Like it's got so much going for it. I love whenever people hate on it because they literally have nothing. And whenever they do try to hate on it, it's gobbledygook. It doesn't make any sense. It's fugazi, it's fugazi. Even whenever it's going up, they hate on it. Oh, this is a short squeeze. People were just over leveraged to the downside, so you got a short squeeze. There's no development going on. Well, then the development happens. Then the development happens and we don't pump, right? I remember somebody sent me a thing from this YouTuber. I'm not trying to hate on him, but he just clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. He's like, he was, I think he was a German guy, and he was like, OnyxCoin had a short squeeze here. There's no development going on. There's no news story going on. So this is just a fake pump. But it wasn't a fake pump. If it was a fake pump, it would dump back down. We've slowly consolidated over time, right? Guess what? We've had a bunch of development and a bunch of news stories throughout this whole time, and we haven't pumped. But whenever we didn't, we pumped. You know what I mean? Like anybody thinking that we need the news to pump is ridiculous. We didn't need the news to pump back here. We pumped up pretty damn well. Anyways, 1.1, and long story short, yes, I very much believe in OnyxCoin. And if I ever falter in that belief, you guys will be the first to know. Another thing that people get tripped up on is that we don't really know too much about the developers, or like the Onyx DAO, right? There are people behind the Onyx DAO. There are people writing things on x.com. Who is it that's behind there? I don't know either. We don't know who created Bitcoin. We know he's Satoshi Nakamoto, or they are Satoshi Nakamoto. What's great about that? There's actually a good thing. There's always something good, even if there's something bad, right? I wish I knew who these people were too. I wish I could talk to them. I wish I could interview Onyx DAO. If you're watching this, let's set something up. That'd be great. I'll get you, I'll get Ninja, I'll get Crypto Future on. We can all do a big powwow, and that would be, we can have a lot of fun. It doesn't have to just be a one-on-one, or it can be a one-on-one if you want to do it. Maybe you just like me and you don't like the other guys. They're not that cool. No, I'm just kidding. I love the other guys. I'm just saying the benefit to not knowing these people, the benefit of them being kind of incognito, is if there's any negative things affiliated with them. Like what if Satoshi was Kim Jong-un? You know what I mean? Like that, people might be like, okay, this is a scam. Or somebody who's affiliated with scams. Maybe Satoshi is Jordan Belfort. I don't know. You'd be like, wow, this guy's in it for the long haul. This is a con. You know what I mean? Shout out to JB on that note. But respect the hustle. But it's just not my style. But anyways, being incognito means that if there's any negative things that happen with these people, it doesn't affect the project. A lot of people think that having full transparency is a good thing, but then your whole identity is reliant on this person, right? Like Dogecoin. I bet, if Elon Musk started saying, I don't like Dogecoin anymore, Dogecoin would dump hard. Somebody comes out and says, I don't like OnyxCoin anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we don't know who they are. Anyway, oh, no way. No way. Okay, you guys can hear me. That's good. My mic's not plugged in. I'm going to plug it in. I think you're hearing me through the computer. So that's good. At least you can hear me. That would have sucked if you couldn't hear me. Hold on one second. We're going to get this going, okay? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, wow. It's not plugged in. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I'm so happy that you can hear me at least, because man, that was a good, like a good speech, and that would have sucked. I'm gonna have to rewatch it and make sure that you guys can hear me throughout the whole thing, and that it didn't like cut out or Yeti microphone. It should sound better now. I don't know how it sounded before, but it should sound better now. Anyways, OnyxCoin here. Looking at the daily time frame, bouncing off the oversold zone, starting to show some life, bouncing off the 35 area, looking good. You kind of have an inverse head and shoulders here, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? You're kind of slanted inverse head and shouldering out of here, right? And I would expect that we do build out of here. Looking at the daily time frame, we're up 2.2%. Nothing too crazy yet. OnyxCoin, typically when it finds its low, it just rips through the roof. So the fact that we haven't ripped through the roof does make me think we could move a little bit lower, and that's fine, right? We're in these low areas in the RSI. We could, while we're dilly-dallying, let's go lower. It's okay. 1 hour time frame here. Let's actually look at this with all these other indicators. The 1 hour actually looks good. You got above here where you normally find resistance, but now you're finding support of the 50 and building, which is good. We don't have a lot of volume, which might stop us here. You know, we've got this like double top look potentially. Let's pull up Ethereum. Hold on. No, that's XRP, but that's okay. We can do XRP. And then we'll just pull up Ethereum. Or Bitcoin Cash is what it is. Okay. It said XRP. I'm sure you guys can rewind that and see that it said XRP. ETH USDT on Binance. Come on, Binance. Come on. Is it frozen? It's not a big deal. Yeah, it is frozen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 4,600, not moving anywhere. If Ethereum starts to move up, I would assume OnyxCoin does too, but you're probably just going to relax. Yeah, you're coming back down already. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, looking at this on the price, though, that's a pretty nice setup for a double bottom. I actually really do like this look. That's nice. I would like it if we could maintain that. If we can maintain that, that's a really nice look. So even if we come down a little bit, let's just not get a lower low, okay? I like the RSI. I like the stochastics, honestly. And I even like the MACD. The potential set, I mean, that was a rejection off the zero, and you didn't do anything. Like, that's actually, I like all three of these indicators on the 1 hour time frame. So hopefully the price action on this 1 hour is just a lie. You've got a big wick and you're really trying to move up. Look, you had a big wick here, but you didn't move down. We've lied before in the price action, and then it continues to grow anyways. So like we did back here, you had a big wick there, and then you continued to grow. Big wick, bearish engulfing candle, then you continued to grow. Do that now, please. Continue to grow, because you've got the right setup on all these indicators, I think, to not just grow from here, but once you get overbought, once you stay overbought here, and then once you cross that zero, you should be breaking out of this. You get above 1.2 cents, you guys, and things might start to happen. We're really waiting to get above 1.48 cents, but things might start to happen there, okay? You've got bullish divergence on the 4 hour RSI, lower lows here, higher lows there. Stochastics are looking pretty damn good. And the MACD, yeah, MACD's starting to cross up. We've got bullish divergence on the MACD as well. Overall, again, it's very bearish because you're staying below the zero, but you are just inching your way closer. Every time you hit the zero line, your lows are higher and higher. It's just a matter of time before we cross. I'm surprised we didn't cross on this last attempt, so I'm very much expecting we do cross on this attempt, which would mean then going into the end of this month, if not very early September, we should see some life come into this thing, which would be very awesome, I think. September might be a good month, you guys. Like, everybody's expecting it to be a bloodbath. I was thinking, just initially that we might dump in the beginning, but it's looking like we might pump going into September, which would be pretty cool, actually. Hopefully it persists. High to low here. 236 area. Whenever we move up, whenever we get above that 1.5 cent area there, we should be moving up at a nice pace of 2.4 to 2.7 cents. You get above that, and we're home free, man. We're going all the way up to 8.2 cents. Like that, it's going to be fast, man. It's going to be like a week. All the haters. And watch what's going to happen. I'm calling this now, right? I've called other things besides just the price, just things with OnyxCoin, right? We're going to call something out about the haters and the trolls, right? They're loud now. They're so loud that they come out to other YouTube videos or even on my x.com and they talk smack. Even people in my Discord talk smack about OnyxCoin, right? Whenever this thing, both my Discords, whenever this thing pumps up here, you're going to have one of two things happen with the haters. One, and this is my first prediction, they're going to go away. They're going to dissipate. Like the sun coming out to trolls in the wilderness. They're going to have to find a cave and hide, okay? Or they'll turn to stone. Or number two, whenever they do come out, what they're going to say is, you got lucky. You just got lucky. You bought here, wherever. You held through all this. You had conviction, and you just got lucky. You just got lucky. You picked the right coin. Yeah, you just got lucky. No, we did not get lucky. We had conviction. We had the vision. We saw it, right? You're just a hater who can't accept that we were right? And that's, at the end of the day, 8.2 cents isn't even where we're stopping. We're going all the way up to 26 to 32 cents. And at this point, it might be by the end of October. It could be by the end of September. This thing does not need a lot of time to move up a lot, okay? That's for damn sure. But I'm seeing a lot of things growing into October, and then maybe we do actually stall sometime in October or late October going into November, and then continue to rally into the end of the year. That'd be my expectation. I really think that crypto is going to go on a multi-month rally, you guys. So this next consolidation phase for OnyxCoin, it will not be like this. It will not be like this. I think it's going to be dramatically shorter. I don't know why that just cut out too, but my camera just cut out. That's okay. We're having all kinds of technical difficulties today. Anyways, guys, carrying on. I guess we'll just get rid of the camera for now. Again, remember this. I'm calling it now. Once we get up here, you just got lucky. There might be some kind of catalyst in the news. There might not be. It was the same thing here. You just got lucky. It was a short squeeze. Well, it's going to be the same thing here, right? You just got lucky. We're going to go there. So I got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's look at the ribbons real quick. Yeah. People like the ribbons. EMA ribbons, that's what they're called. It's a template. You have to have TradingView Pro, though. Or you have the premium. Well, you have to buy it. I don't know. Pro might be like the highest level. I don't have the highest level of TradingView, but I don't have the lowest level either. I want the highest level. I might have to get that for myself, actually. Just because it does have a couple of more things, I'm a savvy spender, but at the same time, I found it's nice to have it. Anyways, weekly ribbon, right? You guys remember weeks ago, I was saying normally once you live in the ribbon like this, you do expect to go below the ribbon. And we were here. I was like, I guess we're not going to do that, though. We're just going to go up. Well, you can literally check back here in like the beginning of July. I said that exact thing. I'm like, normally when you live in the ribbon, you expect to find support below it. We didn't do that. So, whatever. But I don't see us going that low. Well, here we are. I literally said, I don't see us going below the ribbon there. We're not going to go below 1.2 cents, but here we are, below 1.2 cents. This is where you normally find support. The weekly ribbon looks great. It's fantastic. If all this time you haven't had enough oomph to take you below the ribbon and cross below, look at where we found support last time. It was below the ribbon. Look at what we just did this week. We're below the ribbon, right? I'm just saying. Monthly time frame, we don't have enough real history, really. We don't have enough history, so nothing relevant there. 3-day time frame, the ribbon is crossed, but the 3-day ribbon I've found is less reliable than most of them. And this, if we do pump the way OnyxCoin likes to pump, this could be a false cross in itself right here. But the daily ribbon is probably crossed down. Yeah, we're crossed down here. We're looking for that same kind of interaction where you're living in it, something like that. We come up, we're living in it maybe, and then we break through. So I would expect that we find turbulence between that 1.4 to 1.3 cent area. But also, this is OnyxCoin. We might not find any turbulence at all. We might just blast right through that thing. So whenever we get the daily ribbon to cross, that's something we're going to be paying attention to and looking forward to, okay? 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour ribbons are normally not helpful, but I feel like this one is actually pretty helpful. We're crowding it right now. We might look to flip it. We haven't flipped it for a second. It looks to be pretty damn reliable, this 4-hour one. So we'll also pay attention to that as well. I got nothing else for you guys, okay? Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care. Bye-bye.